all morning. The Fox 61 Morning News starts now.
First at 6, we're following some breaking news out of Vernon. A historic factory building up in flames. Crews are battling the elements this morning. We have a live report from Brooke Griffin coming up next.
Good morning. It is cold out there, as you could probably tell from the pictures. The snow is done. The problems are not. Slick start to the day. We'll talk about it coming up.
And 2-hour delays in Hartford and Waterbury as we continue to follow this winter weather that came our way. Some 190 or so delays at this point. We have you covered on both fronts this morning, the breaking news and weather.
But first, we are going to begin the 6 o'clock hour with breaking news in Vernon. Good morning, everyone. I'm Lauren Zenzi.
And I'm Keith McGilvery. Let's get right to it. Crews battling all the elements this morning, fighting a building fire that very much sparked overnight. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin on the scene with firefighters in Vernon this morning. Brooke, get us caught up with what you're seeing.
Well, I was just able to speak with Vernon police. They did confirm that unfortunately 10 to 15 homes near this fire in this building did have to be evacuated. That would be on the other side of what we're on now. We are currently on West Main Street. This fire is between Brooklyn and West Main Street. The homes and the apartments on on Brooklyn, they said have had to be evacuated. The Red Cross has been called in to help those families. They say they don't know how many people it is. It's a mix of 10 to 15 homes and apartments. They say the fire was so hot whenever it started around 2 o'clock this morning that those people did have to be evacuated. The Red Cross has been called in to try to get them help. It is very, very cold out here this morning, and that is the biggest thing these firefighters are having to deal with. They say that those people that were evacuated, of course, needed to be out of the cold. They needed to be somewhere warm and safe, and that is what the Red Cross was called in for. Firefighters say that it is very, very cold out here, and that's posing a lot of different challenges. They say all of the water that they're shooting out of these hoses, of course, it's misting and going onto the ground. They say that is freezing the ground around the areas of where they're trying to fight it. They do have trucks and ladders up trying to fight this fire. This building has partially collapsed at this point this morning. Again, it's been about 4 hours since they first were called to the fire. They say that they have people up on top of the ladders shooting the fire from above, along with shooting the fire from below as well. They cannot go inside. It is far too dangerous for the firefighters to take an inside approach. They say that they are trying to work on getting it just controlled at this point. It does look a little bit better than it did about an hour or two ago, but it is very much still a very active scene here. This is, again, one of the buildings. It's an old mill building here in Vernon. It used to be a baseball factory. There is a welding shop currently inside. We do not know the cause of the fire, but we are going to stay with this throughout the morning. Back to you guys.
All right, Brooke, thank you so much for that update. We'll check back in coming up in the next half hour.
All right, meanwhile, more breaking news this morning, this time in New London, taking a live look here where crews are on the scene of this house fire on Belden Court.
Yeah, as of right now, though, it's not clear how the fire started or if any injuries have been reported. Our photographer, Steven, is on scene right now working to get that information. And of course, we'll bring that to you here on air, online, on our news app.
And of course, our other major story of the morning is our weather watch. Many of us waking up to snow-covered roads.
Yeah, we have a list of school delays running at the bottom of your screen right now, so be mindful of that if you do have little kids heading out.
All right, the storm tracker out and about this morning, taking a live look here as it makes its way through parts of Connecticut. You can see some slushy snow on these roads here, but some work has been done to clear them off through different neighborhoods. This originally my Frog Hollow neighborhood in Hartford. Here you go, folks out shoveling in my neighborhood, getting things going at about 3:30 or so this morning. And hats off to so many who work overnights to clear the roads. This is the Fox 61 studios where plow trucks were out making sure things were safe and clear for us as well.
All right, time to get a check on the weather right now with meteorologist Matt Scott. Matt, is the weather or is the snow going to be coming back at all, or is it done for the day?
Well, in the grand scheme of things, it'll be back in time. Winter really hasn't started. We're done for today.
That's what you wanted. That's what we're getting at.
The sass.
Perspective.
Yes, it's going to snow sometime in the future of our lives.
When's it going to get warmer, weatherman? June, July at the latest. Slippery and sloppy this morning. Listen, we're in mostly good spirits, and here's why. This is a perfect snow to kind of ease us into the winter season. just a couple of inches out there. Main roads are fine. The side roads are not. The sun's going to thaw it out. The nighttime hours, going to refreeze it. Stand by for that. And speaking of a possible storm works too. That may be a little less than manageable. Friday, we're going to be watching for a big mess. We'll talk about that. 7:07 is when the sun rises. So that still got an hour and change. So obviously, snow's going to be sticking out there until we warm things up a little bit. Everybody under freezing. 30 degrees in New Haven, 28 in Hartford. Here's a look at the winds out of the north, 8 to 16 miles an hour. Now, the wind chill, put it together. Bus stop is cold. For those of you high schoolers who are out there now without a delay, 17 in Torrington, 16 in Waterbury, 19 even all the way down on the shoreline, Groton too. Cloud and radar picture of the last couple hours shows you the snow just about done. Couple of flakes blowing in the wind, but as you can see on the broader view, there's nothing coming. We'll keep that wind swift out of the northwest. 26 degrees now in clouds, some sunshine later on. Close to seasonal. Not far off. It's not abnormally cold. 37 degrees as the kids get off the bus later on today. We'll talk about the week. We'll talk about the weekend too, because you're going to want to hear that more than usual. Coming up, Rachel Piscatelli, a look at traffic, 6:06. What you got over there?
Hey, good morning, Matt. It is 6:06, as you said, here in the Fox 61 Traffic Center. And let's take a look at the storm tracker pictures yet again for just a moment. Collinsville right now. So you can see some of those side roads, secondary roads, really not ideal traveling conditions. So that's probably why a lot of those schools that are scrolling on the bottom of your screen are having such a delay this morning because of those side roads as crews continue to work on clearing those roads up. But in addition to the main roads, those are looking a little bit better. So let's come back out here live and I'll show you what we're talking about in New Haven, I-91 heading towards the I-95 interchange where the roadways are just wet. These are treated surfaces. They look a little bit better. Over in New London, where we had the last flake slide just about 30 minutes or so ago, that is clear in both directions. We have a couple of volumes starting to pick up on I-91 heading towards the capital city, just out by exit 33 Jennings Road. You can see a minor delay New Britain Ave to the Hartford Tunnel where traffic speeds have been reduced to about 21 miles per hour. No incidents are reported in the area, but I think folks are just taking it slow out on the roadways, and you should do that as well. Of course, we'll have another update for you coming up at 6:30, guys.
As Matt Scott covers the storm, the rest of us are sticking with the storm this morning. He did bring breakfast, so we're loving him for that.
He did.
Listen, New Britain just jumped on that list of delays, 2 hours. They're the list now at about 200 or so. So if you are heading out this morning, we do want you to be careful no matter where you are headed.
Absolutely. That includes taking care of your sidewalks, your driveways. Any untreated surfaces can pose a fall risk for anyone. And also be extra mindful when you are heading out onto the roadways. Be careful out there.
Yes. Our team coverage of this winter weather continuing now. Fox 61's Lindsay Kane, I think for the first time this season, riding along in the storm tracker with a good morning to you. Lindsay, where are you and what are you seeing?
Hi, good morning. Yes, the first for the season, but as we know, definitely not the last. We are in Farmington right now on Route 4. We're heading to the northwest corner of the state because, as we know, they had the most snow accumulation. So we're interested to check that out as the morning goes on. But we'll take a live look at the roads right now. The main roads, not super surprising, are pretty good right now. We were on 84 again now. This is Route 4 in Farmington, but cars are still taking it slow. There's still, puddles. There's still a few slick spots and things like that. Overall, I-84 was not looking bad. Now here, as we're getting farther into Route 4 in Farmington, still just, a little slippery, but overall not too bad. It's really those side streets that are the major concern this morning. The neighborhoods, the side roads that have not been plowed or treated as of this point, so you definitely want to take it slow. But you can see here now this road as we're starting to get into one lane now. Still, got to take it slow, some slippery spots. Other cars are doing the same, which is the good news. But snow accumulations here haven't been too bad. As I said, we are heading to the northwest corner of the state, so we can check a look at what is going on up there. I know there's several school delays in that area as well, so we'll be sure to bring you the latest on that as we get closer to that area. But for now, we are live in Farmington and things back over to you, Keith Horn.
All right, Lindsay, thanks so much. Stay safe out there. Stay warm, too.
Indeed. Hey, good reminder as we say good morning to Lindsay Kane. If you're on the go like she is, we are as well. Lauren, where do folks get all the info they need?
Right on that Fox 61 News app. All you have to do is point your camera to your screen right now. You can have minute-by-minute updates not only on the weather, but also breaking news, traffic, any important information that you need to get you and your family safely out the door this winter.
All right, at 10 past the hour, we do have new pictures this morning, and check this out. Firefighters in Burlington battling this garage fire early Sunday morning. This, the scene on Lyon Road. Thankfully here, no one was injured. We're told a nearby home was damaged due to the heat from the fire. Crews say tankers had to be brought in to help supply firefighters with the water they need. Meanwhile, to New London now, where firefighters rescued a person trapped inside a car that crashed. Officials saying they were taken to the hospital and are in critical condition. This all happening on Ocean Avenue just after 2 Sunday morning. No word yet on what caused that crash.